Our little Ricky. Papa Kiva, it's Ricky time. Now, we're not focusing on Ricky today. But Ricky had on Callen. Listen, I don't know what that makes Ricky. Of course, Rick Glassman. If you're not up to speed, we call him Tricky Ricky. His Kiva connection is a dangerous one. Watch out for the master manipulator Ricky. Tricky Ricky. I can't say enough bad things about the guy. I hope people aren't fooled by him. Please don't be fooled by him. It's disturbing to me, though, that a guy like Ricky can hang around a guy like Callen. Here's Callen on the set. Here's Ricky.
Rick is treating him like trash at the beginning, which I know is a big bit that he does, but I do feel like he does it more to people that he actually doesn't respect.
I don't think Ricky likes Callen at all.
I mean, he doesn't do this to every guest.
No, I think he thinks of him as a fool. You'll see some of this stuff.
Yeah, just play the beginning for a sec.
Okay, the whole beginning?
I mean, you don't have to go just when they're there, not all this flashbacks and shit.
Oh.
But you can. It's only...
Well...
This might be a nice cold open to the episode.
It could be a good cold open to the episode. I would say that there are things I know about Caitlyn Jenner that you are going to be very surprised at.
Question.
Yeah.
It doesn't involve anything other than how brave she is.
It does not involve anything other than how brave she is.
So everything you have to say is really just about how brave Caitlyn Jenner is.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's a masterpiece. I can't believe they did that edit. I remember that from later on in the show. Okay, what did you want to show here, though?
You don't have to.
No, I didn't want to show any of that.
Okay, whatever. But
you'll get the idea from what he asked Bryan here. I mean, this is great. This is what I've been begging somebody to ask Bryan for years. I've been asking Bryan this question for years. And we're going to get a little answer here from Insecurito. But yes, I don't think Rick actually likes him. I do find it disgusting, though, that as far as Bryan's concerned, though, Rick likes him a lot. And they're friends, right? So as far as Bryan's concerned, they're friends. That, to me, is too far. You should openly hate him. So it's not enough that Rick secretly hates them. He's got to openly hate them. You can't be palling around with them and being their friend and then just doing a little thing for guys like us. And then, you got to hate them fully. You can't hang out with them. You can't do podcasts with them if you want to be cool. So he hangs out with Chris D'Elia, too. So it makes me think, is Ricky one of these late night boys? Is he one of these hotel boys along with, D'Elia and Callen here? Is he one of these types of guys? He might be. From what I've experienced, I know he's a very litigious man. From what I've experienced, I think Ricky is a little ugly with the ladies as well.
He's okay with it. Let's just say that.
I think he's okay with D'Elia. Yeah, you're okay with D'Elia and Callen. These people who could put that aside. It's crazy. It's like all these people who... I saw Kane Vatos this morning, Jules, and I spoke to Kane. I raised my voice at him, just so you know. Kane Vatos from Kane and Pia. He's one of the nicest guys on the planet, and a guy that I truly...
He's the nice Tate.
I always thought that... Well, no, don't say that. He's nothing like Tate. That's an inside joke.
They look the same.
He's the nicest guy. You would think that his sense of, what's right and wrong is dialed in. You'd think he's a guy you could trust. And I saw him on Logan Paul's engagement post this morning going, yes, go Logan. And it's like, so Kane, you're, and it's like all these people make a choice. You all know that, yes, D'Elia is the rapist. Callen's the rapist. Logan's the scammer, right? These are the things that have been alleged. And you just decide that's a lie or it's true, but you don't give a fuck, and you publicly just don't give a fuck. Like a guy like Kane Vatos, that's what blows my mind. He's the sweetest, nicest guy. You would think he wouldn't want, at the very least, you wouldn't want anyone seeing that you're friends with Logan Paul. So you're hearing about all these scams, and you're just like, yeah, fuck those victims. Logan's cool. Same thing with this. It's like, So all of Chris's allegations, you hear all that and you just go, fuck it. I'd rather hang out with Chris. It's like you could pick, there's a million other guys to hang out with. I feel like if the guys who, are alleged rapists and alleged schemer, and that's all you hear about them every day, maybe there's somebody better to be friends with than them. Isn't it? Couldn't that just be easy? You need to be friends with them so bad. Aaron Paul, you need to go out of your way to let us know that you're on Team D'Elia. That's crazy. It's like when I see D'Elia's audience all laughing and giving him a standing O, there's girls hugging him at the end.
Or why don't you hang out with him
just don't give a fuck?
At least.
Yeah, do it in secret, for God's sakes. But it's so wild to me. It's like, so do you think it's all a lie? Are you pretending that it's just bullshit, or you don't want to look into it?
I think that if you're going to hang out with a guy, you should come out with a personal defense of him.
Yes, yeah, that's what you need. Yeah, you need a personal defense.
I stand for Chris D'Elia, and here's why.
Yeah, you can't just simply be friends with him and not suffer the consequence. Okay, let's get to that time code that we're talking about here with Bryan.
You could go to 6:50 first.
6:50. 6 minutes?
Yeah.
6:50. Cool.
But all in all, this podcast was pretty boring because they would not stop riffing.
They were just riffing.
It was only riffing.
Two guys, and they get it's so gay. Sorry about all the gay bashing stuff I've been saying on this show, but,
For you. Head on over, give a subscription, click the bell if you're into it, and help support our new venture with Rick and Esther. Have a time.
Oof, don't listen to that. Here we go.
Yeah. Now I'm feeling good. Now we're ready. We're in. Bryan. Hey, man. How you doing, bud?
I'm a man. It's good to be here.
When he said that, we couldn't fucking believe it. Because every time we see him, we go, he's a man. He's a man. Oh, is the man dragon. I mean, that's how he fucking talks. We can't believe it. And he's always saying shit about being a man, and it's so cringe. We make fun of it every time. It's not... I don't think he's like even aware that that's what's coming out of his mouth every time. He doesn't mean for that to be the first thing he says about himself. But he just gets nervous and says this. That's why it's so funny. This isn't like his official tagline of himself.
And maybe it is now.
If he starts pretending, that's like when Michael Ray Bauer called himself Michael Ray Haybauer once by accident, and I made fun of it. And now he goes, "Hey, everybody, it's me, Michael Ray Haybauer." It's like, no, you fucked up your own name once. I made fun of it a lot. And now oh, yeah, that's how you've always done it, huh? Yeah, right. So it could be like that. If you ever see him start leaning into it, it's because I made fun of it. Watch this.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling good. Now we're ready. We're in. Bryan. Hey, man. How you doing, bud?
I'm a man. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
Good.
You know, I asked you on here years and years ago. I'm glad you could finally make it.
I didn't know you had a podcast years and years ago. I think this is a new podcast.
Here, let me put up the...
and
Instagram.
you're not a fucking man. We just saw the pics. You a bitch. You can say, I'm an old man. You can't say I'm a man. I just saw your very girly little faggoty body. That's a fresh picture from the beach. First picture at the beach, by the way, you had a tan line from your head to your body. Your body's pale white. Your head's red. So what's going on? And those shorts didn't even look like you should be wearing those on the beach. There was no trunk-like material to be seen. It was very fabric-y. Very stupid. So you're not a man. I'm so sick of this man. He's going to confront him on this.
Go to 1:15:20.
Finally, 1:15:20. So
unfortunately, it's at the exact same part as the clip that they used for their intro. So I guess this is everybody's favorite part of the show.
Amazing. Okay, so yes, it's going to be just like the intro, 1:15:20. And you heard Bryan at the beginning of the show say, I'm a man. Look at this little guy here. Look at this lunch lady. Oof, when he does his hair in curls like this, that makes me extra mad at him. Ricky, you look like such a little baby. He sits on the floor while his grandma pets his head. I'm not kidding. This happened recently. He's a little fucking family's boy. The family passes him around like he's a 6-year-old nephew who just won like a big basketball trophy. They pass him around like that. They call him Little Ricky. They're all petting him and cuddling with him.
He is phenomenal.
It makes me sick. He's a real family faggot. He's into his fucking family. Okay, watch this.
If she is.
So everything you have to say is really just about how brave Caitlyn Jenner is.
Yes.
Now, would you be okay if Caitlyn Jenner competed in the Olympics for women?
Yes, because she's now almost 70.
But what if she competed in the some type of competitive Olympic type thing?
So it was interesting. He brought up Caitlyn Jenner to rag on. And Glassman picked up on this. He goes, oh, it's one of these guys.
I honestly think that they're just bidding out, and by this point in the show, they just were throwing out. You know how Glassman gets in that mood where he's just like throwing out random things?
I don't know. I think Glassman is trying to very subtly make some sort of point about the trans stuff to Callen, because he knows that Callen's been taken by the trans mind bug.
It could be.
And I think he's messing with him here a little bit. It doesn't really matter. We're more here for what he's about to say next. Listen to this.
Some type of competitive Olympic type thing for older people.
I would be against it.
Because she used to be an Olympic athlete?
Who was a man.
See, I don't even think Caitlyn Jenner was ever a man. And I know we are different.
She's a biological man.
That's what you think.
Well, no.
You don't know. You don't know what it's like.
I do, because I'm a man. What do you mean?
You know, however, I mean, times you force to me about how deep your voice is and how much of a man you are.
That's when I'm on the street.
It makes me wonder, why are you so needing to let me know and let us know how much of a man you are?
This scared Callen. So, yeah, Rick does this real sneaky stuff where you don't know if you're doing a bit with him. You don't know if he's getting serious for a moment. You don't know if it's a mix. So basically, as the guy who Ricky's doing this to, you have to go along as if it's a bit, you know?
Because you can't start.
No, you can't risk it all. So you kind of got to play along with it. But, I mean, Ricky isn't saying this for nothing. Let's see that again.
Times you force to me about how deep your voice is and how much of a man you are.
That's when I'm on the street.
It makes me wonder, why are you so needing to let me know and let us know how much of a man you are?
Because I'm afraid... Put me on the spot right now. I guess I'm a little insecure.
He's a little insecure.
Yeah.
I want to know that I'm a hero and not a coward.
Ooh. Real question. You have insecurities, right?
And I don't like that he could just throw it back on, it's the old, never-ending, tale old as time man stuff. I want to know that I'm the hero and not the pawn. No. This is more specific to you. Don't pin this on history. Okay, yes, there's been a lot of faggots like you in history. But it's not history. This is you.
I want to know that I'm a hero and not a coward.
Real question. You have insecurities, right?
Yes.
Right.
You do?
Are there some insecurities that you're shameful of and some you're more accepting of and could speak publicly on?
Not anymore. I've never been shameful of my insecurities.
There's never been a time
that you were... put on stage.
There's never been an insecurity that you were ashamed of. That you may not be anymore.
I think I'm very open about my insecurities.
What about your bone structure?
I've always talked about my bone structure. I've never been like...
What about your cauliflower ears?
I don't have them, but I have a little cauliflower on this ear. I'm proud of that.
You gave that to yourself, you sick fuck. He was in the mirror punching his fucking ear so that we'd think he's boxer. You thought I would think you're fighter because your ear? I didn't even know he did that.
I didn't either.
He says he has a little... You don't get that just from 2 weeks of sparring around with your buds throughout your whole life. He sat himself and punched himself in that ear. So he'd come home from sparring and he'd go... He would do this because he wanted to have the Brendan Schaub ear, and people go, oh, he might look like a tiny little pipsqueak, but this guy, I could tell he's been in a lot of fights. He must know his stuff. I can't believe that. I didn't know that was true.
Cauliflower ears.
I don't have them, but I have a little cauliflower on this ear. I'm proud of that. When people say, did you wrestle? I love saying yes. When I used to box, I would say, I'd like to bring it up in topics of conversation. And I like sort of dropping the fact that I get in the ring. I don't just hit mitts.
I challenge you to a full-on boxing match, bitch. Sorry. Better accept, otherwise you're a pussy. All right, was there any more from this app?
Nah.
Okay,
it was
let's
boring.
take a break. Throw on the AC. Let's get some agua up in here. And then we'll be right back with much more, okay? That was barely the fucking intro.
Yo.
Sit